if you are up for supporting more grassroots actors, I think there's a couple of things you can do. Obviously, you should try and speak to other funders in that field and find out about like their grant making strategy and their analysis of who are relevant actors, because I don't think you have to reinvent the wheel and go and search from scratch usually. But it's also just like looking at the organizations that approach you and trying to find these other target groups. So if you only get approached by very traditional NGOs that are already in existence for 15 years, that have like a large staff body, etc., like that might not necessarily the grassroots actor that you're looking to support. So can you find on social media other people, other organizations, collectives that are working on this topic, that are present somewhere? Can you go to events where you maybe find those people? And I don't mean like philanthropic conferences, I mean protests. So where would you encounter the people that you're actually looking to fund? And then of course it's also about like hiring policies. So who do you bring into your foundation and what are their networks? So every one of us who works in the Gorilla Foundation had networks that they brought in. We're all engaged in like activist projects in our free time. So it's also about like who is in the philanthropic organizations and are they kind of legitimate to reach out to these actors and like go to these kinds of events, etc. So of course that's a bit more difficult if you're totally out of that scene. But I think there's ways to do that. And the other thing is about really making your processes approachable. So it depends on where you promote your calls for applications, how you interact with people, how long your application form is. And I'm literally myself just in the middle of an application to a larger funder. And if I wasn't in a paid position with a very privileged salary and I had some free time, it would be impossible for me to fill in this massive application form. And that's just like, you cannot reach grassroots groups with these kinds of processes that take a lot of their time.